Paul Carville said, "To witness the birth of the child is our best opportunity to experience the meaning of the word miracle." This is one of the truest statements I have ever read. Watching the woman you love have your child is an unbelievable experience. As the statement above says, just witnessing birth is a miracle and a sight to behold in itself, but when the child is yours, it's even more special. The birth of my child has changed me in so many ways. I will tell you about how the birth of my daughter has changed my life and what a wonderful experience it has been for me. First, I will tell you of the day before my daughter was born. My wife called me at work after a routine checkup at the doctor and left a message. I did not receive that message. When I got home, I got the news that my daughter was low in amniotic fluid and they would have to begin inducing labor. So we loaded the car and I left on the single most important trip of my life. We arrived at the hospital that evening and got situated. The nurse told us to relax and wait, but I couldn't relax. I was too excited to be a dad. My wife and I played card games to pass the time. Playing games helped me with my patience and helped my wife with her anxiety. The birth of my daughter has been a very emotional experience. And just after midnight on the 15th of January 1997, she joined us in the world. It was late that evening and everything started taking its course and inducing labor was unnecessary. My wife opted for minimal drugs and I got to see a side of her that I've never seen before. I know what you're thinking. You've seen it on TV or been by your wife's side. But the nicest woman I have ever met emerged. She was cool, collected, and the calmest you could imagine in that situation. The midwife said because I was the most excited father she had seen in a while, I could be the first to hold my daughter. After she was born, I held my daughter in my arms and then passed her to my wife. When the midwife told me, now I would have to cut the umbilical cord. I told her I was not a doctor, I was a soldier, and I didn't want to mess it up. She told me my daughter was waiting on me and I'd better get going. So I cut the cord, shared a moment with my wife and child, and then moved out to the lobby where I contacted all of our family in tears. This is the happiest point in my life, and I was now a new parent, and they were new grandparents. All of the emotions I had inside me manifested at that moment. I was afraid. Would I be a good father? I was happy for bringing a new life into this world and getting to meet my daughter. I was relieved that our daughter appeared healthy, and I was hopeful of what lied in the many years ahead. Lastly, I want to share with you the many years after my daughter's birth. She is now 11 and very active. She enjoys fishing with me and scrapbooking and cooking with her mom. She is well-tempered and enjoys school most of the time. To this day, she was born was the most significant day of my life. 14 January 1997, I left our apartment young and excited. After making a 20-mile round trip over 2 days, I returned home somehow a little wiser, a little older, and a lot more mature. In conclusion, birthdays are important to most everyone for some reason, whether it be yours or your loved ones. It is important to remember our loved ones and celebrate the day of their birth, even if you are separated by great distances. The birth of my daughter has had more impact on me than any other day of my life. If you haven't had a child yet, you have much to look forward to. If you have a child, remember to celebrate them every day, but especially on their birthday.